What's good, everybody? It's Ryan, and in this video I'm going to talk about a super easy way to get headshots in Modern Warfare. So whether you're going for camos or a particular challenge, I found a super simple way to rack up headshots at a pretty quick rate, and that is to use the Realism Mosh Pit playlist on Call of Duty. This works particularly well if you're using an automatic weapon, such as the AUG that I'm using here. And the reason why this works so well for getting headshots is in the Realism Mosh Pit playlist, headshot damage is multiplied, and from what I can tell with most weapons, it's pretty much a one-shot kill to the head, but the body multiplier damage doesn't seem to be changed. It's not like hardcore. So what this allows you to do, especially if you have an automatic weapon, is you can kind of just spray in the headshot region, and one shot to the body isn't going to kill them, but if you get one shot land on their head, it will kill them and count as a headshot. So if you have some decent aim, you're pretty much able just to spray at the upper neck, head area, and you'll rack up a lot of headshots pretty easily, pretty simply. In this game, I got at least 15 headshots in one game, which is kind of unheard of in a regular game mode. I've never gotten even close to that. So yeah, over at least 15 headshots in this game. I unlocked 2 different camos in one game. I got the camo for 30 headshots and the camo for 45 headshots in this one game with the AUG. And I never really thought of using Realism Mosh Pit as a way to get headshots. I kind of just stumbled upon this on accident. I just had my playlist selected with every game mode. And I got into a few night mode realism lobbies and just found out that I enjoyed it. It's kind of fun to mess around with. It's a nice little switch up from the regular game. And I kind of just stumbled upon this fact by accident that it's pretty easy to get a lot of headshots per game in this game mode. And that's just due to the fact that the headshot multiplier is really high. So if you're trying to get headshots, try it out. Try out the Realism Mosh Pit gameplay, or game list. What am I saying? The Realism Mosh Pit playlist. That's what I'm trying to say. Try it out. This works especially well for automatic weapons, as I said earlier. If you're using something like a sniper rifle, obviously this isn't going to make any difference at all. But with pistols too, even pistols, one-shot headshots. So yeah, if you're just trying to rack up some headshots for a camo or a challenge or what have you, try this out. It's worked for me. It'll probably work for you. Other than that, this game was just, I got into it a little bit late. This is some hardcore in the realism game mode on Azir Cave. And like I said, I got in late. I think we actually lose this game. It wasn't a great game for us. But I did personally well, and I got a ton of headshots, and so I figured I would share this information with anybody who's looking to get a lot of headshots. As far as this Realism Mosh Pit game, I'm going to mess this up so often. Realism Mosh Pit playlist, there we go. But here's a good example. The guy's using the X16, which is a 9mm pistol, and he gets a one-shot headshot on me with that, so the multiplier is pretty significant. So anyways, the gameplay is, especially nighttime, it's just kind of cool using the night vision. It's something that was kind of always in Call of Duty but never really utilized it. Maybe on like Wetworks and Call of Duty 4 or something on some darker maps. But like, for example, right there, aiming down sight with the laser sight, it's just cool, man. It feels good. I'm having some fun with it. I'm not going to play it exclusively by any means, but it is fun to switch it up, and I think you're able to kind of rack up more kills because people don't have the UAV or the HUD to rely on. One thing I noticed that I didn't really think in advance of playing this was there's no indication of enemy grenades. I had somebody throw a grenade and it landed right at my feet. I had no idea, and it blew me up. So I think it's easier to get a lot of kills, potentially, or get killed a lot. I certainly died quite a bit, but I also killed a lot. So I think people are just a little bit out of their element. They don't have all the heads-up display that allows them to know where people are spawning. That was another thing, is not being able to easily see where all your teammates are on the map. So usually that's kind of a way to tell where the enemy might be, is you look where all your teammates are, and especially if they're not fighting anybody, you can pretty much assume that the enemy team is somewhere opposite of that, especially with their spawn. But in this, unless you're directly looking at your teammate or in their direction, you're not going to know where they are. So it kind of requires a little bit more overall map awareness, and just kind of awareness of the game in general. And as the game goes on, you can see in the beginning I was kind of running around more willy-nilly as if this was a regular game mode. But towards the end I started to kind of figure it out a bit more and started doing better in terms of better kill to death ratio. And by the end of the game I was the top player in the game, even though our team lost. But yeah, I'm having fun with the nighttime game mode. It's something that I want to play more and kind of explore. I think getting some game modes with the nighttime, it's something I haven't really seen many people doing, and I think it's a fun element of the game. They added it in. They obviously put some work into it with the unique features, such as the way the laser sights work, and all the laser sights you can see with us because of the night vision goggles. So you'll, like, for instance, in the caves here, you'll see lasers pointing all across the place, and you can kind of determine where, like right there, you saw the laser pointing at me before I even saw the person. So it kind of gives away some positioning. So that's a whole nother element of the game. But it's fun. And one thing I just thought of, actually, something that might be super good in this playlist in particular that is kind of underutilized in the game, is the heartbeat sensor. Since there is no heads-up display or anything, I feel like the heartbeat sensor could be something that could be used effectively in this game mode, just to give you an upper hand in understanding where the enemy is. I was using Dead Silence as my perk here, and that was one thing that I kind of wish was different, is I had no idea to know when my special ability was usable or up to be used. I'm not sure if there's a noise or a sound associated with that I just wasn't paying attention to, but I had no idea. So unless you just have like an intuitive sense of when that might be ready, I probably didn't use my Dead Silence nearly as often as I could have this game had I known that it was available for use. But yeah, I had a ton of fun, and it's something I'm going to be continuing to play a little bit more moving forward, just to switch it up if I'm getting bored with some gameplay or getting frustrated. So potentially look out for some more nighttime gameplay in advance. And on a different topic, the AUG, the AUG, I don't know why I call it the AUG, it's not an acronym, I don't believe. The AUG is super fun to use. I kind of didn't use it very often in the first months of playing this game, but there's another cool kind of, well, you can see the tracers when I'm shooting. There's just some cool features in the night, right there is what I was talking about with the grenade. But there's some cool features with the night mode, like the way the laser works with aiming down sights, being able to see the tracer rounds when you shoot. And yeah, it feels cool. I enjoy it. But the AUG is a beast, man. I've been getting some really good games with it, and I can't believe I'm kind of slapping myself a little bit for not using it earlier. But for that matter, pretty much all the SMGs are very good. I think probably if I had to pick a weakest one, it would be the Uzi. I like the Uzi too, but I think just comparatively, in terms of mobility, damage, accuracy, fire rate, things like that, it doesn't quite add up to guns like the AUG or the MP5 or the MP7, even the P90. The PP19 Bison is insane too. I love that thing. Probably gonna have some gameplays posted in the near future with that. But yeah, the AUG is killer, and it just really compares well. I think it's more leaning towards the assault rifle side of SMGs, which is excellent. Just gives it a little bit more range, a little bit more damage. And I opt to not use the 5.56 rounds, the heavier rounds with it. And that's just due to the fire rate. I think the damage increase with the larger caliber rounds, I don't think it offsets the decrease in fire rate. Particularly in this game mode, I prefer to have a higher fire rate. I just get more rounds downrange. And I'm kind of just rambling now. I didn't have a lot in particular to talk about. Just mostly wanted to share what I found out, that if you're trying to get headshots, Realism Mosh Pit is an excellent playlist to do that. And that's probably how I'm going to get a lot of my headshot camos now that I found this out. I am kind of surprised I found out so late, or just never thought to try this. But something I stumbled upon accidentally. Here's a good little portion, kind of right at the end of the game here. I got behind the enemy team as they're trying to capture our headquarters. Kill those two guys, sneak up. This guy has no idea. Wipe him out. That's kind of a fun part about the night mode and the realism mode, is that you can catch some people unaware. If you do an effective flank, you can come up behind them and wipe out their whole team, especially with the headshot multiplier damage. You can down somebody in one shot, so just wipe them out before they even know what hit them. That guy just fell off the map. I never even noticed that when I was playing the game. It was super funny. And here I'm kind of going AFK. I got a phone call in the middle of the game, so excuse this a little bit where I crouch in the corner and deal with real life. But other than that, yeah, I just wanted to share what I found. It's a bit of a long gameplay. I understand if you're watching this far. Freaking congrats, kudos, thank you. But other than that, I'm gonna let the rest of the game kind of just play out. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined, and have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.